When I unlocked the bakery door that morning, the air smelled of vanilla, sugar, and the dreams I had built from ashes. I had imagined laughter echoing off the walls, the soft clinking of teacups, and my family smiling beneath the golden lights I'd strung up through the night. But by noon, when the ribbons still hung untouched, I realized I was the only one who had shown up. Not a single familiar face came. Not Mom. Not Rosie. Not even Dad, the same man who once told me, "You make the best bread on this side of town." They had all gone to Rosie's promotion party instead. The irony? I had named one of my signature cakes after her. I didn't cry. I simply turned the sign to closed, swept crumbs that didn't exist, and listened to the quiet hum of silence. That's when my phone buzzed. Dad's message. "We need to discuss the bakery." I didn't reply. I just stared at those words until they blurred. That was the moment I decided I would never beg for love again. Never wait for validation. That was the moment I began planning. Back then, I used to think Rosie was perfect, the golden child who could do no wrong. She'd smile at me with that syrupy sweetness, saying, "I'm so proud of you, sis," as if pride were an act of charity. She got the promotions, the praise, the attention. And I got her hand-me-downs, her clothes, her compliments, even her discarded dreams. Still, I stayed kind. I baked for her birthdays, helped her polish resumes, even lent her money for that office retreat she couldn't afford. Funny thing, that retreat later became the down payment on her new car. That's when I started noticing the patterns. Mom and Dad began calling her their achiever. My messages were left on read. And Rosie? She started using my bakery's recipes in her company's food blog, claiming them as her own. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I watched. I listened. I waited. The first crack in her perfect image came during a family dinner. With her usual self-satisfied smile, she said, "We're planning a big office event. I might even get the city's mayor to attend." Dad clapped proudly. "That's my girl." Then he turned to me, almost apologetic. "You should ask Rosie for advice on business promotions. You could learn something." I smiled, because I had learned something: how to be underestimated. When Rosie posted her promotion invitation online, set for the exact same date and time as my bakery's grand opening, I knew it wasn't coincidence. She wanted the family to choose. And they did. But she didn't realize that while they toasted her success, I was quietly rewriting the script. I pulled up every receipt, every invoice, every email I had ever sent her, all tied to her company's catering division. She had been using my business name illegally to market her culinary partnerships. I had the contracts, the bank transfers, the proof. I packaged it all neatly, like a box of pastries tied with a polite ribbon, and sent it straight to her company's board of directors. Then I waited. 2 days after my silent grand opening, the quiet finally broke. Rosie called me, her voice trembling. You reported me?" I stayed calm. "No. I just corrected a mistake. Do you have any idea what you've done?" "I think you do," I said softly. Then she hung up. The next morning, the news spread. Rosie had been suspended pending investigation for misuse of company funds and fraudulent claims. The family group chat exploded. "Mom, is this true? Dad, we need to talk." And then his message appeared again. "We need to discuss the bakery." I told him to come by. He arrived just before sunset, that same golden hour that once made my bakery look like heaven. Only now it felt like a stage. He looked tired, maybe even angry. "Why didn't you tell us you were opening this place? We could have helped." "You knew," I said, handing him one of the invitations I'd sent weeks before. "You just had somewhere better to be." He stared at it. Regret flickered across his face. "What did you do to your sister?" I placed a fresh loaf on the counter. "Nothing she didn't bake herself." He didn't like that answer. "Fathers never do when their golden child cracks." "Family shouldn't destroy family," he muttered. I met his eyes. "Then maybe family shouldn't destroy me first." Silence. He looked around. The polished counters, the awards on the wall, the quiet success he hadn't expected. Then he said the line that sealed it all. "She's learned her lesson. You've made your point." I smiled, soft but steady. "Oh, Dad, this isn't about making a point. It's about finally taking my place. When he left, the bell above the door chimed gently, the same sound it made the day I opened. Alone, I sat behind the counter, watching the city lights spill through the window. Somewhere, Rosie was packing her desk. Mom was defending her. Dad was trying to fix what couldn't be fixed. And me? I was kneading dough for tomorrow's batch.
Calm.
Focused.
Free.
Because revenge isn't fire, it's precision. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing that those who once looked down on you now have to look up. As the oven timer dinged, crisp, clean, final, I realized something. He didn't come to discuss the bakery. He came to fix it.